Maybe. She told me I need to get a fan in here because she's having hot flashes or
I
something.
didn't nobody saw no hot flashes.
Oh my goodness.
Might have went by. Let's see.
Oh wait, but I'm playing it. That's why I was getting feedback. See if it's live now. This meeting is being recorded.
Oh, I got mine.
We are live.
This meeting is being recorded.
All right, here we go. We are live and
Hello, 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 party people. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are doing our first session of Love and Marriage. Go ahead and hit the share button. Also, one more thing, we do have stars, so that is a digital gift that you can send to us. They are very much appreciated. Tonight, we have two wonderful couples, and between the two, we have about 68 years of marriage, I believe, but they will get that all lined up. So we're going to go with our most seasoned couple first. They are well, no, we'll go last. We're going to have our seasoned couple to go first, and they're going to tell us their names and how long they've been married.
Okay. You want us to go now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My name. Good evening, everyone. My name is Cynthia Hall, and this is my husband, Pastor Ronnie Hall, Senior. Amen. And we have been married going on 42 years.
Yes.
42. Woo, 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 woo.
42 years. Wow. But now you are muted and we can't hear anything you're doing.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm here.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. Next, we're going to have our second season couple, most seasoned couple, and they will introduce themselves,
They're at two different places right now, so.
but they're still together.
She is being safe. She's hands-free.
Yes, I'm hands free. I'm being safe. I am Shayla Hall. I am married to Bernard Hall Jr. We will be married 25 years on August 28th.
All right.
25 years.
That is awesome. And I'm going to let my husband introduce us because he never does.
Everybody knows who we are. They hear about us all the time. We've been married how many years?
Don't
11 years. I waited on her for 7
Now, we
years.
ain't had to talk about it. None of that. They just
7
asked
years
us.
we dated. I had to,
Oh,
she made
tell
me
the
wait a
story.
long time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, come on, honey. You know you're talking.
You had to wait, wait a minute. You had to wait how long?
I waited 7 years on my wife.
You was almost Joseph, wasn't you?
Right,
Not Joseph. Not Joseph. Laban was the father. Who was it?
7
God.
years I waited on her. We dated
Jacob,
for
I'm sorry.
7 years, and we've been married for 11. So that puts us at what, 18 years together.
All right.
So
2 days.
we really talking about that?
2 days, man.
2 days.
You must have some power, brother.
Hey, the second day I seen her, she was gone. Wrap. It was a wrap.
Wait a minute. That's actually
whatever. No.
He had a good, huh? 2 days. That's all it took.
No, he didn't. It was not 2 days.
2 days and
Well,
a
I had
bag
an
of-
engagement ring in 3 weeks.
Whoa.
3 weeks I had a ring on.
Whoa.
2
all
days
right.
and a bag
So
of fish.
let's talk about 2 days and a bag of fish, and then she said 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And for me, I had to wait 7 years because she didn't know what she needed.
Was it worth the wait since you want to keep bringing that up?
Let me think about it for a minute.
Daddy, did you keep working while you was waiting them 7 years?
I worked hard. I had to
That's
work
what Paul
hard.
Jacob had to do.
I had to do a lot of proving.
All right. So I've heard the story about the Halls, their first date.
Now, honey, we got
Which
2
hall?
halls here.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
have senior hall and then we have junior hall.
All right. So when I say what I'm about to say, the real Halls gonna stand up, the ones that I'm talking about.
Wait, we both real hard while you tripping.
We real hard on here.
Are
Yeah,
you
we go
playing?
real hard. Yeah.
It's always your family. I said that I'm talking about. They're gonna stand up. They're gonna know who I'm talking about. Their
All right.
first date was to the movies, and there was a brown bag involved. Now
Oh,
they
Okay.
know.
Oh my God.
They
Yes.
know who I'm talking about.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So can you tell us about? I guess we'll call them the. He got all the game.
Yeah, out of
Well-
the game.
Well, basically, what had happened
What happened was.
when I first met my wife, I was serious. My mind was made up. But I had to check her game to make sure her mind was made up
Oh yeah.
and that she wasn't just trying to have a free date out and order and have the best food on the market. So I had to test her out
Oh
to
my
see
God.
what she was all about.
Oh my God.
So after inviting her out to see the movie called Stir Crazy, it had just came out, and going to the movie. Before that, I fixed some of the best chicken wings on this side of heaven. And I took those chicken wings and I had on my leather jacket and my leather hat, and I took the chicken wings and put them in a bag, a nice, pretty brown bag.
They was greasy.
And then I put them in my pocket. And I walked into the movie, and we was there watching the movie. And about time, before she began to say, I want some popcorn, I said, hey, baby, I said, you like to have something to eat? She said, yes. I said, okay. I said, okay, I've been waiting on this. So I goes into my pocket and come out with these chicken wings. I said, baby, they still hot.
They really was. They was still warm. I didn't want none because I didn't know him like that. But back up a little bit. We met at church at St. Matthew's Church of God in Christ. That's where we first met. And I didn't go on a date with him for about 3 weeks. I didn't go out with him right away because I didn't know him like that. So when we finally went, that's the way he took me to, was the movie to see Stir Crazy. But he did give me some popcorn because I didn't want those chicken wings. And after that, we went to Big Boys to eat. This is where we went. Big Boys.
Big boy.
That's where we went.
So you didn't eat that
Our
chicken, huh?
first date.
Yeah.
Ain't eat that chicken.
She didn't eat that chicken.
Listen. And she's still eating them chicken wings. Going on 42 years.
42 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Chicken
the
in a
grace of
brown
God.
paper
Just
bag.
God's
That is like
yes.
different.
That is
Yeah,
different.
and we only knew each other about 4 weeks before we got married. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
so somebody on TikTok asked, where
Mhm.
was your first kiss?
That's Miss Roxanne.
At my sister's house,
Yeah.
coming out the kitchen door.
Yeah. On my way to work.
He stopped by. He would stop by and see me because he worked second shift.
Yeah.
So he would stop by in the afternoon to see me before he would go to work. And I walked him out the door. Still hadn't been on a date with him. Hadn't been on no date. But that was the first kiss was then with a little smooch, and he went on by his business.
Oh my.
Yeah, I wasn't finna go anywhere with him. He was a city slicker.
Oh my.
So Bernard got kicked off. He's supposed to be trying to rejoin. So we'll answer where was our first kiss, and hopefully Bernard will be back before. That way they
Yeah,
both.
because I got to find out where he going to say our first kiss.
All right.
I'm waiting on this.
We don't want no trouble.
I am too. I'm waiting on it too, because I may not recall what he say.
Hopefully he'll be back on. So our first kiss, I will answer this, was,
She's gonna answer the easy questions. That's easy to know.
it was on March 26th, 2011.
At about 4 o'clock.
2011.
2011
at about
Okay.
4 o'clock.
in the afternoon in front of none other Administrator Rudolph Thomas
And he-
after we got
He
married.
held our heads together to make sure we kissed.
Oh my God.
Really?
Did he?
Is that right?
Wow.
That's all right.
Grandpa used to do that. When you got married, you would kiss, and then he'd be like, do it again, and he'd smush your head together.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes,
I like
he did.
that.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
That's all right.
So that was our first kiss. And all right, Bernard's joining, so we'll give him time to get his audio in. And we are asking Bernard, can you hear Bernard?
Yeah, I got kicked out of Wi-Fi for some reason.
Oh, all right. We want to know, Miss Roxanne on TikTok said, where was you and Shayla's first kiss? She wants you to answer first.
I'm waiting on this.
Okay, so what happened? Okay, I'm back. My stupid phone keeps going out in and out. Try it again. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Miss Roxanne from TikTok. She's from Guatemala, by the way. She's not from the United States. We got people watching us from all over. She's from Guatemala. She wants to know, where was your first kiss?
Where was my first kiss?
You and your wife. Where was your first kiss?
Ooh, our first kiss was at the beach. We what was that? How y'all know all right? What y'all
We didn't know. We were waiting on you.
She knows when's right though.
Oh no, I'm thinking that she had put it in the comments or something. This was a test question or something. Thank God I got it right. Anyway, but yeah, it was at the beach. We were. It's really a long story. I'm trying to keep it short as possible. But we had not started dating yet, and we went to the beach. And anyway, long story short, she said, if I see something fly across the sky, it's for us to be together. It's for us to be together. And sure enough, now listen, y'all. She says this, but listen, I had her hooked from day one. I'm telling you, because think about this: you out on the shoreline on Lake Michigan, nothing but sky and water. You gonna see something fly by. She act like it was just, out of the blue. This was a sign. Come on now.
Yes.
It's open sky. Something is guaranteed to fly by. She wanted me the whole time.
Yes.
Hey, let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real.
I love it.
She blamed it. She blamed it, and she said, "Hey, if something flies by, then it's for us to be together." I went with it, okay. But later on, I told her, you know what? Something was gonna fly by. Something was gonna fly. You wanted me. You just playing hard to get. That's okay. I'll take it.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's that hole in you, brother.
I'm gonna let him have that one. I'm gonna let him have that one. Since I got another hole on the phone, I'm gonna let him have that one.
We got a comment on Facebook because they can't see these because we're on Zoom. But Derek said, your game ain't that strong, Bernard.
Hey, look, tell them right here. You know what? You better sit down and take notes, because guess what? We've been together 25 years, married, so something worked right. Hey,
I'm working. Right. I'm working. I love it.
All right,
love it.
so we got.
Hey, his
So did
game
they say
wasn't
nothing
2 weeks. He
What was their
still
first
got
kiss?
me, so it wasn't 2 weeks.
Banana.
All right.
Good
All
job.
They
right.
just said where their first kiss was.
But did you all
yeah,
tell
at the
us
beach. At the beach.
that was
beach.
your first date?
At the beach.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was that first date.
When
Yep.
we
Oh,
con-
you
when
got
we
a kiss
con-
on the first. You got a kiss on the first date.
when we confirmed that we was going to start dating, that was our first kiss.
Oh,
Yeah, I told you
wow.
it would take long. I told you. 2 days and a bag of fish.
2 days and a bag of fish.
And the Stricklands have been married for 27 years.
It wasn't in his pocket, though. It wasn't in his pocket.
Oh, he didn't have it in the brown paper
It
bag.
wasn't in his pocket.
It wasn't in his pocket.
I think you missed that story, Bernard, about their first date at the movies.
Oh no, I heard it before.
Okay.
I heard it before. Yeah.
He told us at y'all house.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So they heard it when we heard it.
Yeah.
All right. So we've met. We found out. We didn't tell where we met.
Everybody should know where we met.
Oh, yeah, we're a little boring, you guys. Sorry. We met at the temple.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And
What was our first
Okay.
date though?
that's
Pizza Hut?
complicated.
Was it Pizza Hut?
I don't know.
Yes, how about
Do
the
you
first
know? I
date?
don't-
I-
Hey, how about the first kiss?
no,
We
you missed
did that already.
They already did
Wait,
that.
no, how about who
Okay.
went with us on our first date?
Exactly.
How many people you had with us?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know if they're on tonight, but our date crew was Janethia and Tanisha.
They were.
Wow.
They went
Everywhere
on
we
a
went,
lot of dates with
they were in the
us.
back seat with us.
Yes. So that's our story. So my next question is, what things did you see in your spouse that made you want to marry them? So basically, what about them made you want to spend the rest of your life with them?
Let's start with Shayla.
We're gonna start with Shayla this time.
All right. So what made me want to marry my husband is my mom was in a very physical and mental abusive relationship from when I was a teenager from when I was little till I was a teenager. And I never wanted that for myself. I always, I would pray to God and say, Lord, when you give me the person for me, now he found me. I ain't go out looking for him. He found me. But I said, Lord, when you give somebody to me, I want them to treat me right, be respectful, love God, and all of that kind of stuff. And he showed me that. While we were dating. And while we were dating, that's what made me fall in love with him and say yes to the ring.
All right. All right.
Okay.
He's so extra. Oh, it gotta be extra.
But yes, he really, he calls me his queen, but he treated me like a queen before we got married.
All right.
Treated, that's past tense. Let's say, no, I treat you like that, baby. Let's get that right.
What I'm saying is you treated me like a queen when we were dating, and he treats me like a queen still while we're married.
All right. I love that.
Beautiful. Come on,
Yeah.
Drama King. You up.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so, let me see, where can I start? When I first seen my wife, I remember I first seen my wife, and I think she was in her junior year, and she was so tomboyish. She wore blue jeans, Jordan sneakers, long t-shirts that came down almost her knees. And I seen her this day, her hair was a mess. I mean, it wasn't done up. It was
Damn,
a
you
mess.
going into detail.
I don't remember none of this. I don't remember none of that.
Yeah, okay. But when I seen her, when we made eye contact, I seen, looked in her eyes, she looked, and right then, and I kid you not, because she's got these beautiful hazel eyes. When I looked at her, I just knew for some reason, I don't know, I just felt that, oh my goodness, this the one. And we've been together ever since. It was just that eye contact. It was just something that just sparked in that eye contact. And I knew then, man, this is gonna be the woman. I'm gonna end up marrying this woman one day.
I
All right.
hypnotized him
I
with
like that.
my eyes.
Period.
Hypnotized. Yeah, hypnotized.
I'm gonna do that as soon as
All right.
everybody.
These cat eyes hypnotized him.
Oh my.
All right. Next, we're gonna go to the original Mac Daddy, Pastor Hall.
In the flesh. Well,
And the question is, what things did you see in your spouse that made you want to marry them?
well, we're talking about back at least 42 years ago. So let me use these words. Way back in elementary, okay? Let me say it like that. No, but in all honesty, back when we first met, when I felt that I had a calling on my life, which that means I feel that I was receiving a calling from the Lord. He had special works for me to do in ministry. And I said unto the Lord, Father, I'm going to have a wife. I need a wife. I need a wife. And that was my prayer, and that was my conversation.
Mhm.
And my mother would always tell me, Ronnie, you need to come to church. And I would, when she called me and tell me, I said, okay, Mom, sure, I'm coming. And once I went to church this particular Sunday, I saw my wife, and when I saw her, her eyes looked like bubbles on a pool.
Listen at them words. Listen at them words. Bubbles on the
Her
pool.
teeth,
Football.
her teeth, when she smiled, it looked like a flock of sheep. I said, oh my God. I said, another flock of sheep. See, that's how, I still have her. You see her just drunk. You see her drunk.
You gotta quit.
And,
I seen a rock.
and so,
Oh, wow.
but I must say, in all honesty, when I saw her, she was what I was praying for. Her appearance was what I was praying for. And I was sitting at church, and my little brother was sitting beside me, and I asked him to reach up and to grab her hair.
That bad Gary.
And she would reach up and grab her hair, and she would turn and look, and I would blink my eye at her. And I'll tell you, she said,
That
boy,
devil
she said,
was saying
hey,
nowhere.
boy, she said, hey, boy. Hey, look, I said, I'm reeling her in now. She said, my hey, boy. So that's, and once I saw that, after church, we had the opportunity to talk. And from that point on, I began to thank God. And I told my aunt, I said, I'm going to marry her. Yeah. Amen. That's
This
how.
your missionary Roscoe.
Yep, that's how it got started.
And Gwen was there.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's yeah, Gwen
Yep.
was there too.
That's right.
Yeah. But anyway, when I first, what was the question again? What compelled me to want to marry him? Is that
Yeah, what did you see in him that made you want to marry him?
Oh, okay. Well, he seemed to have been a real nice, a real nice guy from a very good family. Because my sister, she knew them before I did. And she told me, about the family, because she went to the same church, St. Matthew's. And she said he's a nice young man. And me being from the country, I was from the country, and I didn't trust nobody at the time. I really didn't. But I think I saw in him a lot of responsibility, security, because I think he had 2 cars. He had his own place. Yeah, he had his own place. He made good money.
Gold digger.
He was a supervisor on his job.
Gold digger,
So
gold digger, gold digger.
it was like the Lord had favor. Like the Lord had favor on my life with him.
Mhm.
So I said, well, and I was only 20, he was 21, so we was very young. So, but at the time, and I saw one of the really things that really swayed me to marry him. He was so nice to his mother. And I had always heard, if you marry someone that's good you meet someone that's good to their mom, they're gonna be good to you too.
Yeah.
So that has been down through the years. My lights have never been cut off in my house. I never went without food. My children always had security. I mean, we have always been secure with my husband, with Pastor Hall, and he's just he's a good guy. He make me so mad sometimes I can just knock him in the head. You know, I can just trip him up sometimes. But I tell anyone, any young couple, always let the good outweigh the bad. Because believe it or not, you're gonna have more good days than you will bad days. Okay. Every day is not going to be ice cream and cookies. Some days going to be some sour lemons, sour cream. But I thank God that I did marry him because I feel like I'm really reaping the benefits now in my latter years. And I reaped them in my younger years, but I'm really reaping them now by being married to him. And I think it's just a blessing. And I am glad that I married him. And long relationships, some people say, well, you got a long relationship, don't get married too quick. That's not always true. We only knew each other maybe about 4 weeks before we got married.
Wow.
I had an engagement ring on after 3 weeks. I had he took me to the mall. We picked out rings. His mom and them couldn't believe we was finna get married. My family didn't believe it. But hey, we got married.
She couldn't wait.
So there it is.
Somebody said on Facebook that you Solomon ain't got nothing on you, Elder Hall.
What she say?
They say Solomon ain't got nothing on you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
Lord.
say you a smooth talker.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my
All right. So are you going to answer this question or are we going to go to the next question?
I don't know. Would you? I thought we were just the panelists. I didn't think we were.
are the
Y'all supposed to
panelists.
answer.
Huh?
Oh, they want us to answer.
Yeah.
What's your question?
What things did you see in your spouse that made you want to marry them?
See, now y'all shouldn't be putting me on the spot. Cause see how she turned and looked at my face? Honey, you gotta pay attention to the comments.
I got that. You
Don't
can
be
answer
in
the
there
question.
You want to be all up in my face, see what I'm gonna say.
Your teeth look like a flock of sheep.
Well, I would say she's a very sweet, nice, respectable young lady in the church.
right.
When I first came, we came up, I wasn't always in church, and I come from Chicago, and when I came, I didn't know anybody, and lo and behold, I look around and see this old young girl. It's my old lady. It's my old girl. And beauty's in the eyes. I don't even know how to put it. I think I was mesmerized when I first seen her. Yeah, I said she was gonna be the one to myself. I didn't tell nobody that. But after watching her for a while, yeah, I knew she was the one.
All right.
So Raymond.
All right. It took me a little bit longer. We keeping it real on here tonight, right?
Yes.
It took me a little bit longer, but I think when I realized, it took me about 5 years. So I guess it was.
Jesus. Y'all see how hard I had to work?
But one thing about it, seriously, I'm the type of person, I need to make sure. I like to make sure. So it may take me a little bit longer, but once I'm convinced and once my mind is made up, there's no turning back. So even though it took me, I'm a slow, what they call it, a slow bloomer. But once I bloom, I'm there, I'm all in. So it took me a little bit longer, but what basically sealed the deal, Eddie is one of the most kindest people that you'll ever meet. It's not a front. He's just genuinely kind. He genuinely has a good heart. And that's one of the things that I love most about him, is because he is so kind. He's so giving. And it's not just today or next week or in front of people. This is actually how he thinks. He really has a heart for people. He loves people. And he loves me and his children. It doesn't matter. Most of you know that we were apart for 7 months, but he was always thinking of us. So even in his absence, he would do little things. It wasn't even the big things. He would send the children cards in the mail. If he wasn't going to be able to come for a holiday, he would send them a gift box. So those are things that, you know, he didn't have to do that because we were going to be here regardless. But the thought and the concern that he puts into his family and always has, and it's continued, that makes me continue to fall in love with him. So I think that's what made me fall in love with him and makes me continue to fall in love with him.
What's up?
All right. We are extremely behind because Miss Roxanne on TikTok asked a while ago, what was the most embarrassing moment in front of your wife or husband?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and that
What was the most embarrassing moment?
Yeah.
Maybe that morning I forgot to comb my hair. Maybe. Maybe.
Wait a minute. How many mornings ago was that?
Oh boy, I'm trying to think.
Well, I'll go.
She don't have
Well, my most embarrassing moment was when we first got together. And you know how you are when you first try to get together, you're trying to be cute and you're doing this, you're doing that, and all of a sudden your brake slip.
Oh,
Shayla, somebody asking where you at on Facebook. They don't see you.
And when your brake slip, whoop, there it
I'm
is.
outside with my. I brought my dog. I'm here, but I brought my dog outside, so I turned it off.
Oh.
Okay, she can hear. She coming back. She has some difficulties. Wait a minute, First
Say
Lady
that
Hall.
story
Say
again.
that again. You say your brake slip.
Yeah. You know how you might stretch and then whoop, there it is.
Wow.
Because after 42 years, you do it now. Hey, sorry. Let me put it down.
And while she's saying that, I think maybe that's the difference between then and now, because I don't think we've ever had that problem with being open and upfront like that.
With things about that. But when we first started dating, me and Eddie would take me out to dinner with our little
Don't go there with our chaperones.
With our little chaperones. And I wish they were on here tonight. And he would not eat anything. Now my husband was a big boy, so we all knew he was eating. But every time we would go out to dinner, he would never eat his food. And he would
throw it away. Just like
throw it, he wouldn't even take it home. I wouldn't eat
away.
either, but I would at least take my food home and gobble it down when I got home. But what would happen when you would get home?
I'd be hungry as a little dog. Man, I'd go and I'd try to ram that refrigerator.
And the poor thing say he hadn't spent all his money on the date. So he didn't have no money to go and grab him nothing.
Wow.
So he would throw all his food away and be hungry when he left.
Silly.
Wow.
But
he would throw his food away? Oh my God.
He wouldn't even take it home.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said, why order the food you weren't gonna eat it? Because I have no idea what I was thinking.
He was mesmerized.
I guess so. My old gal here had me so just in love, I guess.
Oh, wow.
But now he eat his food and mine too. That soon ended.
Oh.
Somebody said why, but I can see he's thinking. His wheels are turning. Mama said, yeah. Mama said that Ronnie Hall told her, I'm going to marry her.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes. I am a prophet.
Is your mom on Facebook or TikTok?
You say what? She on Facebook.
So Facebook, okay.
Yeah. Bernard, did it come up yet? Did you remember what your most embarrassing moment was?
You know, I'm sitting here thinking my most embarrassing moment. I'm sure my wife would have to tell you because I'm sure there's been a lot of, but just something thinking, you know, right off the top. Now I'm gonna tell you, it was a time where, you know, I was embarrassed for my wife. You know, if that makes sense. You know, I'm like First Lady Hall. You know, you're dating, and all you see at this point is, man, I'm in love with this person. This person cannot do anything wrong. They're perfect. Until, and we open here on Facebook. She back now, so she can let me have it. Until that person decides to go to the bathroom. And yeah, that actually, you know, that right there could actually change your mind for things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but you know, hey, that right there was okay. You know, she's perfect, but she's perfect, but you know, but you know that right there was like an icebreaker for us, you know, because everything up to that point was like everything was just so good until you go to the bathroom, and then again you get to the point sometimes you, man, should I do this? You know, but it was the best decision of my life. But that was like icebreaker for us right there, at least for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which page are you all on Facebook? Whose name is on there?
I think Dave, you got to go to David's party at 5, but they switched it over. You might have to like it again.
Oh, okay.
Or follow it again, or either try Eddie's page.
Yeah, if you go to my page, you can find the link.
Okay.
Yeah, fine, and then share. If you're on here, share the link for us. Share this live. Send us some hearts, some likes, and all of the above. Share. Let's see if we can get some people on here.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, all right. So Shayla,
we
we didn't get Shayla. I'm sorry.
My most embarrassing, I'm trying to think. Oh, my most embarrassing is we were at the AT&T store.
Uh-huh.
And I had to go to the bathroom. My stomach.
I told you.
My stomach was messed up and I was trying to get my phone fixed. So I looked at the guy and I was like, sir, are you done with my phone so I could go? And he was like, yeah. So I hurried up and left and went home. And let's just say I had an accident.
Oh, Lord.
On myself, and I had to tell my husband that I pooped myself.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That was the most embarrassing. And you know how you have the dream that you on the toilet?
Yes.
Well, I peed myself in the bed right now. And I jumped out the bed and I was like, oh my goodness. I just peed on myself in front of my husband. Wow.
Oh,
you know,
Lord.
My Lord.
Yeah.
It was that moment where I was like, hey, we might want to go back to the courthouse and let's rethink this thing, because I wasn't expecting this right here.
Oh wow. Miss Jam on TikTok says you can't play with those bubble guts.
And that is the truth.
Yeah. And yeah, I had to tell him that I did it. And that was embarrassing for me to tell, because he asked me, did you make it? And I was like, you know, biting my tongue like, oh my God. I made it to the bathroom.
So how long into marriage was that? Was that like early on in marriage or later in marriage?
Early on in marriage.
Hey, I found out early what I was getting myself into. Let me tell you right now. I found out right off the bat what I'm gonna have to deal with on a daily basis.
I was, you know, like maybe you're gonna have to end up giving me some Depends or something, changing my pants.
Oh, Lord.
I just
wow.
So Shayla, I'm not gonna leave you out there on that one, because I don't know if Eddie remembers. We were sitting in the car at my friend's house, and I was pregnant with Zach, and she had been down south and she brought me some peach pop back. Well, Lisa, you don't remember what the story I'm about to tell?
Keep going. I don't remember it.
So I was going to get my peach pie, but I was eating a pickle, and I thought it was gas. And I passed gas, and I boo-booed on myself.
Oh my God.
Oh my
I don't
God.
remember that.
Girl, your brake slipped.
My brake slipped, fell, everything.
And it wasn't air brakes either.
Even the anti-lock
Sister Grace.
Emergency.
Pull that.
Y'all need to quit.
Yes.
Oh,
So that is definitely probably one of my most embarrassing moments.
oh.
All right, and we are not going to keep these people because a lot of them have to go to work in the morning. So we're going to ask this last question and then we're going to wrap this up.
Are we enjoying this?
This is
It has been a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun. So I think this is a good one. Describe how your marriage has changed over the years. I'll repeat it, and then
Who would start with the young? Let's start with
Well,
young.
you want to start, or do you
Or-
want to go
Wait a
first?
minute, repeat that
Maybe should
again.
we go first? And
yeah.
then
Let's
we'll work our way back.
Yeah, we'll go all the way up to the Mac Daddy.
all right.
All right, so I'll go first.
I'll go first because you talk longer than I do.
So you saying I talk a lot now?
I did not say that. See how she put words in my mouth?
Yeah.
Did I say she talked a lot? I said she talked longer than I do. I'll say, I think our marriage has matured a lot over these last 11 years. When I say I've really found a best friend, and she'll probably say the same thing, she's my best friend. You know, there's nothing that I don't go through that she doesn't know about. As much as I try not to tell her some of the bad stuff that goes on, because I try to keep the pressure off her of things that happen, and even stuff outside of here. Our home is peaceable, but things that go on outside, I try not to bring that stuff home. We're so in tune with each other at this point, she can look at me and say, what's wrong? What happened? Prime example, a couple of weeks ago, before I was coming back home, I found out the news that I was going to be getting a job here. And I wasn't going to tell her. I was just going to surprise her when we came home and tell her I'm not going back to Michigan. I'm here. And we were working and working and working. And I'm there and she all in my face. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Something happened. Something happened. What are you talking about? And she's all in my face. Something happened. She didn't leave it alone. I went on about an hour later. She come back. What is wrong? Something is wrong. Something happened. So I had to tell her. She can look at me and vice versa, and we can tell when something's going on. I think we've become what word do I want to use?
One.
All right.
That's a good word. We know each other. We've grown a lot. A lot of the petty little small things that we used to disagree about in the beginning of our marriage, you know, we don't have those things anymore.
That's one.
You know, I'm happy to say, and I'm glad to say that I come home to peace. You find a lot of people in life now that don't want to go home. They'd rather be anywhere else besides home. Me, I have no problem at all coming home. Home is my happy place.
Yeah.
These children, they get on my nerves sometimes so bad, but there's no other place I'd rather be than here at home with my wife and children. There's so much peace right here. It's just totally unexplainable.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, I think we've come a long way. And now don't get me wrong, we don't got everything together. Everything's not perfect. I do stuff to get on her last nerves. And I know that. That's just the human aspect of life. We're two different individuals and we're never going to see eye to eye on everything. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to bed fussing and arguing. She's not mad at me. I'm not mad at her. We get this thing together. And we talk it out and hash it out. As much as I don't want to talk, that's a big problem of mine. I'm not a really big communicator and I don't talk a lot. And I'll just be quiet and don't say nothing. But she gets it out of me one way or another. So I think she's found a way to work that stuff out of me. I think I'm done.
You talked quite a long time not to be a big talker, but
Who's here?
anyway, seriously, he basically said it. So I think our marriage has definitely matured over the years. How has it changed? I think it's better. Everything is supposed to get better it should get better with time. Mm-hmm. So basically everything that he said, he's my best friend. And one thing that I am extremely grateful for, and I tell him this all the time, I am just so grateful how supportive he is. And basically I tell people this, and I think people think I'm just talking. I need a hype man. and vice versa. If Eddie has basically taught me this. This man had dreams that I'm just like, I don't know how he gonna pull this off, but I support you. I wouldn't tell him that. If he told me he wanted to do something, I'm like, all right, well, how we gonna do it? And vice versa. So if he tell me today he going to the moon, I'm like, when we going? Now I know he don't know how to fly no airplane. I know he don't know nothing of the first thing.
So you think.
Oh, well. He don't know how to fly no airplane. But you know, I just appreciate that. So if I tell him, even with starting all of this, you know, he was my biggest hype man. When I told him, he went out and he bought me all kinds of things to try to ensure that I was successful. So I appreciate that support factor. I appreciate him being truly my best friend. I'm thankful that we have grown. Like he said in the beginning, I would just not talk and just be upset. And I've learned that that's not good for a marriage. So now I get on his nerves. Now I want to talk it all out. Let's talk it out. If I don't like something, instead of going to bed mad, you know what, you got on my nerve today. I just want to let you know. But I still love you, but I really am upset with you today.
Honey, I didn't get on your nerves
wow.
today. I didn't get on her nerves today.
I saw that.
Ever since
my
I've been
goodness.
home, I've been real humble. They've been working me too hard. I'm too tired to do anything to get on their nerves.
But I think we've matured a lot, and you know, I watched The Preacher and I'm really gonna be done. I can't remember, he asked this couple, are you still gonna love her when her teeth fall out? Are you still gonna love her when your parents are sick? Are you still gonna love her if she gets breast cancer and they have to cut one of her breasts off? And that just means, you know, I can't look at a moment, no matter how drastic or how sad or how bad or how happy, that since we've been married, that he wasn't gonna show up in some way, form, or fashion. It doesn't matter what it is. Everything that we have done together, if he couldn't be there physically, he made sure that his presence was known. So I appreciate that. And that's how we've matured over
I
time.
didn't care what they said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Laying in the hospital bed when I almost lost her. Somebody said, you can go home? No way. Man,
Period.
I slept at that hospital in the same clothes. Thank God for my mother-in-law. She kept our children. Yeah, it was, scary moment.
This is
Which-
funny and true, y'all. He just didn't want to keep them children by himself.
Please.
That's a lot of.
Please.
He probably say, Lord, please raise this woman up. I can't keep these kids by myself. That's just a little bit of
wow.
money.
You went
But-
to him that night up in the hospital.
But that's ours. We're gonna go to the halls next.
Which hall?
The less seasoned hall. Sister Miles on here, so
The junior hall.
she like for me to
Alright.
say that, less seasoned.
Junior,
All right.
let you go first.
No, ladies first. You know how they
No.
go. Come on now.
All right.
We're gonna keep it rolling. Eddie went first.
Okay. All right. I'll go first. All right. So over time, thing that I've seen in our relationship, and you know, I'm like what Eddie and Vicky said. You know, our relationship over time has matured, but it hadn't always been like that. It took me really to learn to appreciate her value. I had to learn to appreciate her value and really who she was to me and to our children. You know, when we first got together, you know, young, you in love, you overlook a lot of things. A lot of that stuff don't even bother you. You know, you just don't pay attention to things. But the longer you stay together and the more you get to know each other, I learned to really appreciate who she is. You know, and she'll tell you, I've repented to her for years now, because in the beginning I didn't realize, you know, I didn't appreciate really who she was in our relationship. And I repented to my wife and told her, hey, you know what, listen, I'm sorry that I didn't recognize who you are and what you are in our relationship. But over time, I really learned to appreciate
That's all
her
right.
value, because she's just that in our relationship. She's I don't know, man. You're not gonna just go on and on with words to express who my wife is to me, but baby, listen, I appreciate your value.
Nice.
I honor your value and what you bring to me and our family. And I'm glad I'm where I'm at right now in our relationship, understanding who you are and what you are to me. And yeah, so that's what I've seen over years. And it, it's just her value and who she is in our relationship.
Shayla, look like you melting to pieces. Them 3 days, I guess he was right. It didn't take long, huh?
Some eyes, boy. Ask Uncle Michael, he'll tell you she hypnotized him with them eyes.
Whatever.
But what was your question again? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Describe how your marriage has changed over the years.
Oh, man, our marriage, we have been, and I know at least you guys that I'm talking to right now, that I'm seeing, we have been through a lot. Over our 25 years, we have been through a lot. And that stuff that we've been through made me really realize that I really love my husband, even when he was away for a while. I could have just threw up hands and said I was done with it, but I really valued and loved my husband enough to say, I'm gonna ride it out. I'm his ride or die.
Right.
Literally, I'm his ride or die. We got a saying, we're like, we live together, we die together. We're husband and wife for life. Yeah. And we've been through a lot. And when things changed, when he had his strokes and stuff, and I'm like, Eddie, it was scary because I didn't know what kind of residuals he was gonna have, if he was gonna be able to function again. But I came home, my children was old enough to stay at home. I came home from work, made sure my children, and I worked at the hospital, so I made sure that my children they ate and they was taken care of. And I said, okay, mama, going back up to the hospital. I stayed at that hospital. I got dressed for work at the hospital. I went to work. When I got off work, I came and checked on my children. I was there. My husband was in the hospital literally for 3 months because of that stroke. And I stayed there every single day because, when I took my vows, it say for better or for worse, rich or poor, sick, health, to death do you part. And I meant exactly what I said.
I love it.
And as time went on, I knew that the love that I had for him at first, when we first got married, it was like, oh, I'm married. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm married now. Y'all can't talk to me. I'm married. But now it's like I'm married. I'm in this thing. This thing is a lifelong thing. Like his grandmother used to say, you can divorce somebody and get somebody else, but you gonna pick off the same shelf that you got that one off of. You ain't going no higher, you ain't going no lower. You gonna pick off the same shelf. So why not take the imperfections of that person and make it better?
That's it.
Say her husband used to always call her husband dumb, and his grandmother looked at him and she said, if your husband dumb, you dumb too, because you married him. So both of you,
Okay.
so you can't call him. He dumb too. But I realized his mistakes is my mistakes. His mess ups is my mess ups. His screw ups is my screw ups. We are one. We settle things together. He gets on, I get on his nerve. He sits on mine.
What?
And
that's the first.
I wouldn't say girl but that's what continues to make your years even more. That continues for you to push on to that next following year is all the bad stuff that happened to you. If you can get through all of that, all the little easy stuff ain't nothing. You're gonna look at them like, oh, that's what we going through. Oh, okay, you'll be, oh, you mad at me? You'll be all right. You'll get over it, whatever. But that's what makes your love stronger is all the tough stuff that you go through. Because if you can handle that, you can handle anything.
All right.
Yes.
I like it. I
I
like
See,
it.
I
love
call
that.
myself keeping it
Game.
short. I
Yes,
call myself keeping
yes.
it short. I call
Good
myself
job.
keeping it short, but she want to bring a message. I would have took a little bit more time if I knew you were gonna bring a message.
Your time is up.
Take all the time you want.
You know his time is up.
Oh, wow.
All right, we are going to the most seasoned couple on here. One quick thing. I wanted to just acknowledge a couple comments. I said we were going to the moon. My mama said no because she's not keeping the kids. Y'all see what kind
That's what
of
she
what
said.
kind of support system we got?
We're gonna take them kids and drop them off at the end of the driveway. Tell them run on up to the house. We're gonna take off. Be gone.
I
And
see
you
great.
know Zoe going quick.
Exactly.
She want to go see her grandma.
And then on TikTok, Miss
wait.
Jim the Box says she believes communication is key, and I definitely
Amen.
agree with that. And one more comment from my mom. She says, "Can't wait till you three couples get together. I see greatness."
Yes.
So on that note, we are going to get our most seasoned couple, and I'm going to repeat the question for them.
Back daddy.
Mac Daddy. We're gonna get Mac Daddy and his lady.
I can get my pen out so I can write down some of these words.
Right, I gotta write
Try to use some of these lines over here.
Right.
All right, so this.
Describe how your marriage has changed over the years.
I would say that it has gotten better as the years go on. I heard somebody say, when you first get married, you're all excited and, you're going to have your little spits and spats, but as time go on, you begin to learn that individual. Because like now, if I want something and I want him to do it, I know just when to ask him. Okay, I know the moment, I know how he look, everything. I know when's the best time to ask him, and I know when not to ask him. Okay, if it's a bad time, that little thing in your head that talks to you, so don't you do it, not right now, So I wait, and I know just what you learn little things, like that. And when the boys first left home, the house was quiet, and we was what's called empty nesters, and we had to literally learn each other all over again because we was doing so many things with the kids. And once the kids left, we had to bring our relationship in and get more closer. And the Lord did bring us closer, and our relationship got better. Has gotten better over the years because it's to where now we almost know he could start a sentence and I'll finish it. I almost know what he's gonna say, and he almost know what I am going to say. So I would say as years has passed and going on, I think our marriage have gotten better and stronger. And I'll tell anybody, if you want to know if somebody is with you, get sick. Let something happen to you, like Sister Shayla was saying. I remember when Pastor Hall he got sick, he had to go to the hospital, and I didn't move. I was like, brother, I was there the whole time. I didn't leave. I stayed in that room with him. I mean, when the nurses would come in, they was trying to do, I would literally do it for the nurse almost. I mean, they could hardly do their job because I was trying to do it for them. You see what I'm saying? In order to help him. But that was just the love that I had for my husband, because I know, he would, and he did the same for me when I was sick. Because I remember when I had the surgery 2 years ago, he would bring me bottles of water to the bed. When I get through, I just throw the bottle across the floor and he'll pick it up. I did it on purpose. Just think when you pick the bottle up. And then sometimes we would be here in the house. He might be in the back of the house and I'm up in the front and it get kind of quiet. And I tell you, sometimes I just want to change my name to something else. Just go away and change my name. He said, sin. I said, what is it? What do you want? What is it? And then I catch myself and I said, now that wasn't nice to answer him like that. And I said, well, I'm sorry. But like Sister Cheryl said, sometimes they sit on your nerves. They don't get on them. They sit on them. I mean, they stay there. They won't move. They just stay there. And I know everybody on this line, a woman that is married, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
But I thank God for my husband. He's a great guy. And I think we are like sisters and brothers now because a lot of people be out with mama there when I'm in Michigan. They say I look like the sisters. They think I'm one of the daughters. So they say I look like the Halls. I said, well, I've been in the family so long. I guess, as they say, if you feed a dog long enough, that dog gonna begin to look like he belong at that house. Okay, so just an example. But I thank God for our relationship, and I hope we will, have many, many more years of marriage because if you just hang in there, it gets better as the years go on. I promise you it does. It gets much better. And remember, it's all in what you want out of your marriage. It's all in what you want to put into that marriage because just one person can't do it. That's a two-way thing. Two got to do. You got to be on the same page on one accord. That's what I would say.
Wow.
I agree. All right, Mac Daddy, come on in.
Bring us in.
I really enjoyed that. And as she was saying, as your marriage began to age, you do think a lot and say a lot of the same things.
Mm-hmm.
She went over a lot of things that I was going to say, but what she didn't say directly was, if loving her is wrong,
You don't want to be right. You don't want to be right.
but basically, as my mind go on a mental flight, and as I look back when we met, how I saw her and got to know her. Then after the children came, then after the children left, now we are in the mode of grandchildren. And she would never want to leave me without us going together, but she's in the retirement mode. She's retired, but I'm yet working. She's trying to pull me into the retirement mode. I'm trying to pull her out the mall. But somebody got to work. But howbeit ever, just to watch our life, how it changes. Now she's into the mode of the grandbabies. I must go see them, and I encourage her to go and to be with the grandchildren. Being retired, don't let your life be left inside of these four walls because I'm working daily, but to enjoy. But marriage is so wonderful. Marriage is the ingredients that you put into it. If you put in love into it, that's what you'll get out. When you put it all, when the cake, when it come out the oven, it will not fall. But it's the foundation that you put into it. If you put being kind, I heard you talk about how Eddie is so thoughtful. And just how we wait on one another when one is down. Just thank God he don't have us both down at the same time.
Yes.
If one is down, the other one is up. And it's just beautiful. And for the most part, he have us all up together. And it's just wonderful. In marriage, to anyone that's watching, marriage is wonderful.
Yes.
And something I want to say to everyone that's out there, about one thing that you do not want to do is go to divorce court, go to the lawyer and get it undone. Listen, stick and stay. Stick and stay.
Yes.
Hang in there. It's going to be a better day.
It will.
If you have to walk out, get in the other room, do that, but do not cancel
your marriage.
The marriage. Don't cancel. Just as do not have an abortion, do not cancel your marriage. Hang in there. It's wonderful.
Yes, it
It'll
is.
work itself out.
It will.
Because I get angry on the job, I'm not going to walk out. I need the job.
Mhm.
We need each other. We was made for each other. Stick and stay.
And let me say this too. I was a Coca-Cola baller when we first met. Okay. He had a nice six-pack.
It's
Now
just here.
now he got a 2 liter. He got a
It's
2
just
liter.
here now.
Wait a minute, he got a 2 liter now, y'all. But I still love him. I still love him. All the 2 liters.
It's more to love. It's more to
There's
love.
more to love.
All of that was, it's just here now.
Oh,
I
wow.
love it.
That's I told my husband too. I told him, when he first met me, he liked to say I was 99 pounds, but I tell him I was $105. But
That
tell
was
him-
about me. That was me.
now I tell him I'm thicker than a Snicker.
All right.
Oh, that's right.
There you go.
Hey, Vic. Hey, Vic. Ed. I got. Hey, can I say
Yeah.
one more thing? One
Yeah,
more thing.
come on.
Hey, look. Another thing, because I don't know how many young couples are out there that are watching right now, but listen, it is okay to make mistakes. It's okay
Yes,
to
it
make
is.
mistakes.
Yes, yes.
You know, we listen. God knows. He already knows our imperfections. It's okay to make
Yes.
mistakes.
Yes.
What's not
Yeah.
okay is to get together on those mistakes, because we don't get together, we can't learn from each other. We can't grow together.
That's right.
So
That's
it's
right.
okay to make mistakes, but when
Yeah.
we do, let's get together, because now it's an opportunity to learn each other. If we can
Yes.
learn, we
Yes.
can grow. We can get better. We can just,
That's
that's what falling in love is all about. It ain't all about
Yes,
every
it
day
is.
being cake and ice cream, but it's
Yeah.
having those bad times, working
Yeah.
through those bad times, because that's what marriage is about right there. So just
Oh,
to share
yeah.
that with some
Oh,
young
yeah.
couples out there.
Oh, and one thing before we get off, I forgot. Keep everybody out of your business.
Business.
That is key point.
Yes.
To where we at now is because we keep everybody out your business.
I don't care if it's mama, dad, sister,
I
brother, children.
That's
don't-
right.
Right,
That's
brother,
right. That's right.
mother, father, keep them
Whoever.
out of your business,
Get
because
my business.
one thing I never did, and my husband never did, when I got mad at him, I didn't go run and tell my mom. I didn't go run and tell his mom, because if I run and tell my mom, the next week, me and him could be back together, and my mom was still thinking about what I was talking about my husband.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, she side eyeing him like, you shouldn't have did my daughter no.
Right.
No, our business is our business.
Business.
That's
And
right.
figure out how we gonna settle our business by keeping everybody else out our business.
Figure it
Hey,
out.
That's it.
that's my queen. That's my queen right there, y'all. That's my
All
queen
right.
there.
All right. All
This
right.
has been
So y'all are telling me the message is keep the in-laws and outlaws out.
Hey,
this has been
That's all right.
phenomenal, and I'm hoping that we can do this at least. I don't know how often, but I hope we can do this more and get more couples involved, more people involved, people from all walks of life. You know, we are on this journey, and my wife, she's on this journey to reach people, not just here, not just people in the church, not just Black people, white people, people from all nationalities of life.
Yes.
You know, everybody has problems, and everybody can say something that'll help somebody.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm hoping we can continue on and keep doing this. I heard what First Lady Hall said about they're learning each other over again. And I think we were talking to somebody about that not too long ago. You know, we try to stay in communication with each other now, because raising children is a big job.
Amen.
It's a lot of work. And if you aren't careful, you'll fall out of tune with your spouse. And the children are going to get grown. They're only here for a certain season and a certain time in your life. When those children disappear and go on about their way to live their life, who am I going to fall back on?
That's it.
Man.
I don't want to throw her to the side all these years. And then I'm trying to figure out what happened all this time. And now, so we try to stay in tune with each other so that, you know, we can keep this thing going. I try.
That's true, you know, but hey, y'all see what the grandma say, so it's kind of hard, but we find a way. We find a way to be great, but no, seriously. That is true. And it's so hard. I mean, I don't know, being young and having children, you definitely want to make sure that I always wanted to be me and him. I love my children, but one day, include Noah, they're going to leave me. You know,
That's
they're
right.
going to go and live their own lives. So I definitely want, you know, for us to keep that. And I think that's important for young couples that are raising children. Make sure you stay in tune with your spouse. Make sure you all spend time together, whatever that looks like. You know, if you can't get out on a date, make a date night. Sometimes he comes home and he's tired. Oh no, buddy, we finna stay up and we're gonna do something together. If it's nothing but watch a movie. So I think that's important for young couples to stay in tune, because everybody, you know, at the end of the day, them children, they leaving. As you all have noticed, all y'all on here know they gone living their own life.
Oh yeah.
And bringing grandbabies back for you to back.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
So
True.
yeah, this has been so awesome. I really appreciate each and every one of you who decided to spend this time, because you could be doing so many other things. I know many of you work. I appreciate you all for coming on tonight. I appreciate our viewers for hanging out with us, because I know you all could be doing a lot. But this has been fun. It has been rewarding. We've laughed, but we also, each couple in their own prospective places, was able to drop what they call pearls of wisdom. Miss Jam the Box says she enjoyed the panel and our combos, and Miss Monique said, yes, I learned a lot. I tell nobody nothing, and I tell him the same. It's me and him. People have to learn that. Miss Brenda say, marriage is a beautiful blessing and it's many challenges. And then Mr. Derek said he enjoyed this. So I really did. I enjoyed you all. I hope you all enjoyed being here. I thank you all so much.
You're so welcome.
And next time, maybe we'll have some more couples. But if not, I like the panel that we had tonight. We are welcome.
We have enjoyed it.
You're a couple, or if you've been married, you know, you want to come on and join, let us know. Shoot us a message. We will gladly.
Hey,
So we can come back again? We can come back again?
Yeah, we ain't done. You know, there's so much, so many avenues with marriage and so much things that come up and happen. You know, we can go on and on and on for hours and days, and
absolutely,
you know, about different things. There's just no way you can talk about everything with marriage in an hour and 10 minutes.
The reason I asked though is because if I'm gonna be a regular, we need to negotiate contracts, bro. Because listen, I'm telling you what, I'm gonna be a regular. We have to negotiate contracts.
Listen, I learned one thing.
We need to get a contract
I learned one thing with working where I worked, or where I was working in Michigan. If you make it to the top, don't forget the people that help you get there.
All right.
Take them along with you, because guess what? When you get to the top, they're going to push you even further than that. Don't leave them at the bottom. If I get to the top, you better believe I'm bringing y'all with me.
You know.
But when? Let's speak these things.
We would love to be back on again.
When we get to the top.
Maybe next time we can talk about some finance.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Who spend the most money?
Right.
We already know.
Pastor Hall.
Yes.
I gotta listen. I want you to know that on the 25th of our anniversary, I'm gonna tell Bug he got two choices. He either gonna take that fried chicken in my pocket, or he can order whatever he want off the kids' menu.
Never forget. Hey, and look, and big in sizes.
That's horrible.
All right, Taylor. That's all right.
Oh my God.
This has been great.
This has been great. I got 2 more comments and I'm gonna let you, or maybe 3. And we're gonna let you all go. Somebody is nominating Mr. Derek and Miss Tasha for next time. We'll see if they want to join us. And then Miss Monique said, I enjoyed this too, and learned about these beautiful marriages. I love my husband no matter what. I will never marry another person. And I love that. That's the way it should be.
Yes, exactly.
And Mr. Derrick got something funny to say.
Yeah, you did.
I can tell we Church of God in Christ, or Kojic, because we don't want to quit. Well, we're going to bring this thing to a close.
All right.
We about to get a benediction, Derek.
But again, thank you all so much. We will get with the couples and see when is a good time for them.
All right.
And remember that we love you and God loves you. I want to thank my mother for the stars on Facebook. Y'all give her a round of applause.
Yes.
All right, all right.
Great. We love you all. Thanks again for joining
Love y'all
All right.
too.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we're ending Facebook. We're gonna finish up a couple of loose ends on here. And
Hang
TikTok.
on, y'all don't go anywhere though.
The people on Zoom
Hey.
don't leave.
Thank you,
Hey,
TikTok. Miss Jam the
tag
Box
us.
stay with us the whole time.
Tag us in this, man. Tag this to my page, would you?
Oh, yes, wait a minute. I want to say this. If you are on here, Bernard Hall, they have some really good content. We're going to tag him. Check them out because they do a lot of crazy stuff. You don't tell me what to do.
On TikTok.
Oh, they do TikTok and Facebook. This is my show. I'm in charge tonight, buddy.
I saw her putting the wig on the other day.
And it's much more
You know
where
what?
they come from.
I almost went to jail.
Hey, but we saw that.
Yeah.
I showed it to Ronnie.
Well,
I
that was
showed
so
it.
funny.
That was so
Oh,
funny.
man. That was so wrong. That was so wrong.
Angie say, is it just Facebook that your audio cuts in and out?
All right. Love y'all.
I don't know.
Love
they-
and marriage. It's like a horse and carriage.
They told us to stay on for a minute.
He
Oh,
ended
okay.
Facebook. I don't know. I'm gonna have to fix that, Angie.